go camping.
We're back on the open forum, and we have a caller. Could you repeat your question, please?
Yes, where exactly in the Bible are you getting your reference as to the beginning of the earth as the exact date and also the exact date of the flood of Noah? I can't find it.
It's all quite complicated. It's not easy. It took me, by God's mercy, and I don't... it's not because I'm smart or anything. It's just that I peg away praying for information and for understanding of the Bible. And finally, after 5 years of very diligent research just in the Bible, I finally came to the conclusion over 35 years ago that the Bible taught that when we coordinate the biblical timeline with our calendar, it would be 11,013 years, the year 11,013 BC when creation occurred, and the flood would be in 4990 BC, just from biblical information. Then, just a very few years ago, again continuing a very careful study, and incidentally, after I had come to the conclusion of 11,013 for creation and 4990 for the flood, this was written up first of all in a book called Adam When, and then later on in a little booklet, The Biblical Calendar of History. Both these documents are still available for anybody to examine. And then, just a few years ago, as I continued to study, and others, because in the open forum we get into a lot of these kind of discussions, and I learned from these discussions also, and I came to the conclusion that the end of the world would be 2011, next year, and when coordinated with our calendar. And then, about just a short time ago, in studying the Bible some more, I and others found that in 2 Peter chapter 3, God showed us that there would be 7,000 years from the when the flood of Noah's day took place and when the judgment would come on the whole earth. And 4990 is exactly 7,000 years before 2011. Using the calendars that coordinate with our calendar, there's no year zero, and that's why you have to subtract 1 year from 7001, which is the sum of 4990 plus 2011. Now, all of this information has come from the Bible, and it has all been written about. You can, if you send for the little booklet, or you can download it on familyradio.com if you have a internet in your home, and ask for the book or download the book. We're almost there. It gives that kind of detail, and none of it is a product of reasonableness, a product of vision or voice, hearing a voice, or of just kind of a feeling of some kind. It all is just hard work of analyzing and letting the Bible speak for itself all the time. The Bible has to speak for itself. And then the proofs, when the proofs began to come out, somehow I realized that somehow God, in His mercy, has guided this whole business, this long, actually about a 40-year search in coming to all of this information, and it's, again, not because of any particular wisdom on my part or on anybody else's part that also have assisted with, sometimes not even knowing that they're assisting, but it's simply the mercy of God that we are living at this time in history when God is unfolding a lot of information that had never been known before, and He's still doing that.
I just don't see where you're coming up with the 4990. I've read all the literature, and I can't find that in any of the literature.
Well, I'm sorry. Did you read the biblical calendar of history? Did you go through that?
No, I did. I don't think I have that.
Well, okay, send for it. And
I have everything else, and I haven't read it in any of the other. I have the.
Have you read We're Almost There?
Yes, and
have you read it
Time Has an End. I can't find it in either of those.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't. It's all been laid out as. And maybe the Lord hasn't opened your spiritual eyes. You know, you pray the Lord for wisdom, but I can tell you this, that it absolutely, the proofs are there without any question. But, you know, God has to open our spiritual eyes, and I can't convince anybody of anything myself. That depends upon what God is doing with that person. I just cannot do that. Then I don't try to argue anyone into the kingdom of God or into biblical truth either. I just simply lay it out as God has revealed it, and there are thousands upon thousands of people who have checked it out and come to this agreement. Yes, they understand that all fits together.
What is the one that you're recommending that I said I hadn't read?
Well, I would at least read again, We're Almost There. And read again, I Hope God Will Save Me. That also is a very, very important book in our day. They're both very short. They're not that long. And read them very carefully and pray the Lord that He will open your eyes, not because of what we're teaching, but because what we're directing you to look at in the Bible, because it's in the Bible that the authority is not in what we're teaching. We have no authority.
It's in the Bible.
Thank you for calling and sharing. And